Before we start, please watch my previous video. The link will be in the description.
Mattea Roach returned for her fourth game on Jeopardy. She won a 3-day total of $80,400.
As explained in the previous video.
My Alex's introduction was, as we prepare to wrap up the week, our Canadian champion Mattea Roach, who her mother would want everyone to know originally hails from Halifax, finds herself in the neighborhood of qualifying for our next Tournament of Champions. With $80,400 in earnings so far, a win today would put her in very good position. We want to welcome Tom and Abigail to the game. Let's start finding out who will head into the weekend as our reigning Jeopardy champion. The mini anecdotal interviews almost followed a Jeopardy theme. More specifically, the mini anecdotal interviews followed a Jeopardy theme and a COVID theme at the same time. Abigail's anecdote was about a group called the Jeopardy Wannabes. You play in a weekly pub trivia game, and what's the name of your team? Asks Mayim. Abigail answered, well, we've been doing it for a few years, and I come up with the name Jeopardy Wannabes. The audience laughed. Abigail continued, and we have masks that were made during the pandemic that made all the other teams jealous, so we're gonna have to come up with a new name. Mayim admitted by telling her, yeah, you're not a wannabe anymore. Mattea Roach from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You've been our reigning champ for several days here, and I have to say, it is so nice to have a Canadian here. Because of what's going on in the world, we have not been able to have Canadian contestants. What does it feel like to be our special Canadian unicorn? At first I was confused as to what Mayim was referring to when she said, because of what's going on in the world. Then I remembered, oh right, the pandemic, or COVID. Mattea answered, well, it's been amazing. It was weird crossing the border. I haven't left the country since well before the pandemic, and it's very nice, Canadians are always very proud of our homegrown celebrities, so to come on Jeopardy, that Alex was such an iconic presence for so many years, it's really, really special. Mayim admitted by telling her, well, it's very special to have you here, and we'd like to remind our Canadian friends that the Anytime test is there for you anytime. We'd love to see more of you on our stage, so let's get back into the game. Abigail got the first daily double. She made it a true daily double, unfortunately answered wrong, and went down to 0. Mattea ended single Jeopardy, winning $7,400. Tom was in second place at $200, and Abigail was in third place at 0. Mattea got the first daily double in double Jeopardy, risked $2,000, unfortunately answered wrong, and went down to $10,200. Pitch that story to this type of magazine, such as the fittingly named High Life or En Route. Mattea answered, what's a travel magazine? And after Mayim asked Mattea to be more specific, Mattea said she didn't know. Tom got the second daily double in double Jeopardy. He made it a true daily double, unfortunately answered wrong, and went down to 0. It's one of the episodes where all 3 daily doubles were wrong. Mattea ended double Jeopardy winning $22,200. Abigail was in second place at $3,600, and Tom was in third place at $400. The final Jeopardy category was 19th century literature. The question was, the Strand Union Workhouse, whose rules prohibited second helpings of food, inspired a setting in this 1838 novel. First I thought Jane Eyre until I remembered it probably wasn't published until the 1840s or 1850s. I'm running out of ideas here. The answer was Oliver Twist. The only color episode of Perry Mason was about Oliver Twist, and I looked up Oliver Twist right then and there upon hearing about the color episode. I knew it was published in 1838, I just didn't remember it in this final Jeopardy question. All 3 contestants answered correctly, and I feel left out because I didn't know. Well, technically I did, I just didn't remember. Mattea wagered $2,000, which took her final score to $24,200. She's now at a 4-day total of $104,600. The previous champions only won 4 games. On one hand, I think this is Mattea's final game, seeing the pattern. On the other hand, maybe the 4-day curse has reached its 4-contestant limit. We'll see if she can win again on Monday.
And as always, thank you for watching.